Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be reacting to some Ordinary Gamers Keffals video. I'm trying a new format where I unbox stuff while talking about some drama and stuff happening on YouTube and other platforms. Hope you like it, and hope you enjoy the video.
On March 22nd, 2022, Clara had a spat with online notorious agitator Ian Miles Chong. Their back and forth continued for hours as she commanded her viewers to ratio him. Then at around 4:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, her chat was brigaded with hateful messages. Despite the timing, one of her mods would end up blaming someone else, another streamer named Destiny. Destiny is a kind of progenitor of the entire online leftist streaming space. His stream is where both Vosh and Hassan Piker got their start. These people used to be friends, and nowadays, not so much. And that is reflected in their communities. The only evidence implicating Destiny was a quote tweet where he called her cringe. Ooh, the shock! It was posted 2 hours after the raid. Despite this, Clara and her community insisted it was his fault.
So yeah, Keffals was in a beef back and forth with Ian Miles Chong, and there were some hate comments coming her way, obviously, because you know the fan base were also back and forth between each other, and because of those hate comments towards Keffals, she one of her moderators blamed another person which had nothing to do with it, just called this beef cringe, which was Destiny, a influencer person, where Vosh, which was where Keffals was part of his community, and Hassan got started. He's pretty influential, and they just blame him because he called it cringe. Blame his audience and himself on all the hate comments coming Keffals' way, and with no evidence, and people believed it. I don't know why, just because I guess he cultivated a fan base which just believe in what she says no matter what. Yeah, and she actually used this as justification to deplatform it.
Her first response was to try to get his Twitter mass reported and banned. She set her sights on his Twitch channel, launching what can only be described as a full-fledged character assassination. There are countless examples of her legitimate slander and flat-out lies about Destiny. He detailed the worst of her behavior in an extensive document he published back in 2022.
So yeah, her first thing she tried to do was mass report him on Twitter to get him banned, and to get him banned off Twitch as well. And he detailed all of this, and the fact and all the evidence he has towards her, and all the evidence she doesn't have towards him, she used, just accused him and tried to get him deplatformed. If you want to know more, you can go see his document. I'm gonna link it in the description.
She painted Destiny as transphobic for not supporting trans women competing in sports with cis women. Even if you disagree with this, that doesn't necessarily make Destiny transphobic. It's a fringe pressure point of a much larger, broader issue. It's a highly specific, contentious issue and an unfair characterization of his broader catalog. Regardless, her labeling garnered enough support to get Destiny banned off of Twitch within 24 hours for hate speech.
Yeah, she accused Destiny of being transphobic just because he doesn't believe that cis women and should compete with other women in sports. And I actually agree with him on that one, because if you go through puberty, there's nothing you can do which will make a man's average strength compared to a woman's average strength. She used this to deplatform him, and garnered enough support to get him banned off Twitch, which deprived him of his main source of income, as Mother Hart said. This is crazy, you know, no evidence, no nothing, just a tiny belief he has, which even if you don't agree, it's not a reason to get someone banned. But she actually people supported this claim enough for him to get banned.
Hey Steve, I just took away your primary source of income. Please leave me alone and stop bullying trans people for content. He picked a fight with me, he got banned, I won. This behavior was not only encouraged, but rewarded with 30,000 new followers that week. An important thing to remember is that if you're banned off Twitch, you cannot appear on the site at all. For the longest time, you couldn't even show his face on screen without getting in trouble. Now that he couldn't defend himself, she spread even more blatant falsehoods. The same day, she baselessly accused Destiny of stealthing, which is secretly removing a condom during sex without the partner's consent. This is generally considered a form of you-know-what, which Clara brings up in her accusation.
Oh yeah, meanwhile he stealths people, which is legitimately a form of... Insane. Insane shit.
Yeah, I agree. You're insane. Yeah, Keffals is insane. I mean, she is getting banned, and the fact that he even couldn't appear online for a while because of all the hatred and all the because he got banned from Twitch. She used this to make more accusations about him, like this one, which is no evidence. Just in the middle of a random stream, she drops this lie bomb, literally. Meanwhile, he stealths. Insane, I know. I'm insane for making this up, but I'm just doing it because I can, I guess. She was doing it because she can, and because she cultivated an audience that believes a random lies. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this part of the video because I don't want my video to be very this long, but I'm just gonna say she accused him of being friends with the creator of Kiwi Farms, which, if you don't know what Kiwi Farms is, go Google it, I guess. And it's just a forum site where people can talk and discuss things, okay? And she accused him of being friends with the owner of the site and the creator, just because they had a picture together because they met in a conference 2 years or 3 years ago. I mean, crazy stuff, I know. And because of this, Kiwi Farms got involved in this conversation, and you're gonna see what happened because of that. Yeah, and there was a thread created on Kiwi Farms about this situation, and Clara Keffals blamed Destiny for the creation of it. A lot of things happened in between, but I'm just gonna say that because of people hating her on Kiwi Farms, she created a thing called a hashtag called Drop Kiwi Farms for people to stop using Kiwi Farms, which of course didn't work because people love it, and people that don't like her actually are on Kiwi Farms, so that doesn't make sense. But she actually convinced her audience that it worked and that Kiwi Farms stopped for a while, but no.
On July 18th, Keffals announced a tell-all about Destiny's association with the site. This backfired because her thumbnail used a picture of Destiny's face, violating Twitch's policy on banned streamers. Her channel got banned before she could even start, forcing her to stream on YouTube instead. The attention only incentivized Kiwi Farms to keep prodding, and a week later she fell victim to an attempted swatting.
So yeah, she announced a tell-all about Destiny, where the thumbnail... So yeah, she announced a tell-all about Destiny and his relationship with Kiwi Farms, but she used a thumbnail with a picture of him, which is actually was actually revealing his face, so she got banned because of that. She got banned from Twitch, and all this attention actually made people go further into her and what she's about and everything about her, and that ended up in people finding out her address and sending the cops to her house in the swatting.
On August 5th, I was woken up by London police services pointing an assault rifle in my face.
A letter had been emailed to every city council member in London, Ontario, threatening a mass. Clara was arrested, booked, and held in custody for 11 hours. They searched her apartment and confiscated several devices. They allegedly misgendered her and even booked her under her dead name.
So, as you can hear, she says she woke up with a gun to her face, which she changed up the story later, as we're gonna see. And police confiscated her stuff and everything because of the swatting. And allegedly, the dog is her dead name, which is her name before she transitioned.
The video is posted alongside a GoFundMe with the stated intent of helping Clara recoup her losses, move immediately, and build a legal fund to protect her rights. It received widespread media attention, bringing in over $100,000 in donations. Even with their support, however, it seemed like there was no escape. Trolls kept figuring out her location as she was forced into hiding, and her battle against Kiwi Farms continued. Even after fleeing the continent, eventually she was successful in getting the site dropped by Cloudflare, who cited an imminent threat to human life. Without their protection, Kiwi Farms became vulnerable to illegal denial of service attacks and was forced to shut down. Now this is the story that the public was led to believe. Concluding a successful campaign, Keffals reiterated over and over that the site had been shut down. It only became more difficult to insist as time had gone on, given it's obviously not true. Kiwi Farms is up to this day.
So yeah, she dropped a GoFundMe with the video so she can move and battle legally because of them using her dead name, which she considered a hate crime, which is, I don't know. And she actually, the GoFundMe was successful. She even appeared in some news news places, and she raised more than $100,000. And she claims that Kiwi Farms ended up being dropped because of this, which is a lie. You can go to Kiwi Farms right now. We could go whenever. It never got dropped. This never happened. This is just a story she created in her mind, to herself and to her viewers and to whoever believes it, and to people who don't even want to Google Kiwi Farms. I don't know, because you can just Google it and open the site, I guess.
The story then changed to an encounter in the hallway. The exact phrasing is that she went into the hallway and then saw the weapon.
Her doorstep.
And saw that assault.
Arrested.
When I went into the hallway and then saw that assault rifle, I screamed and I thought I was going to die.
So yeah, as you can see, she changed up the story, and now in the global news, when she was getting interviewed, she said that the guns were in the hallway. After she woke up, she went to the hallway and saw guns pointed to her face. So already we know that was a lie. Maybe this one is a lie too. Yes, it is a lie too. Of course it is.
She admitted that they didn't enter her apartment until after she was in custody.
They did not go into my apartment until after I was in custody, and they had a search warrant signed.
These next few clips are of Alex, her fiance at the time. Alex confirms she didn't wake up with a gun in her face and reveals he gave Clara
on the door, and I answered. Rather, I was getting ready for the shower, and there was a tremendous pounding. And so yeah, someone did not wake her with a rifle pointed 3 inches from her face, but essentially as soon as she woke up,
was I in a state of undress. I was naked and I had to put on a pair of pajamas that was like on the floor before I could even go out to see the police officers.
See, the story has already morphed significantly from Clara waking up to guns in her face, to seeing guns in the hallway, to police never entering the apartment at all.
This is just shows the lie she makes up, and when she knows that she can't go on with a lie, she just changes a little bit, until people just believe her, you know? She just changes bit by bit until people believe she was saying this from the beginning.
Another key part of her story was that police had confiscated their devices, resulting in significant financial damages.
They seized both my personal and work phone, as well as the work computer that I broadcast on Twitch from. Not only that, but the police seized my fiance's cell phones and laptop, as well as their external drive, which contained the only copy of their PhD thesis and other important university documents. Because of the negligence of the police, we were both left functionally unemployed, and I have spent thousands of dollars replacing our computers and cell phones.
And this was one of her justifications to launch the GoFundMe.
So yeah, another thing she claims is that the police took her stuff and claimed it to search the things that are in it. A laptop, her husband's laptop, which contained their work, and left them, I guess, unemployed for a while, which is another reason that she said for launching the GoFundMe. But she said she had to spend a lot of money replacing these things, but I don't know if this is another lie.
There were no losses to recoup. The devices were returned after 3 days.
I eventually got my stuff back in like 3 days and got an apology from the chief of police.
That's nice.
So, yeah, that was really nice. Not nice how they responded to the situation, but I'll take it.
Now, if we're to believe that she...
So yeah, another lie, as we thought. She didn't have to replace anything because in 3 days she had everything back. Her job was in trouble just because she stopped streaming for 3 days. And her husband's PhD thesis or whatever lie she made up, I don't know, was fine. Everything was fine, okay? So why did she launch the GoFundMe?
She expedited an already planned trip to Europe. Her rationale was that London police didn't have the resources to stop online trolls, and then she went live to provide further details.
Are you moving to Europe? I'm gonna be living there for a while, but I'm not moving there. My fiance is staying back in Canada, the UK, on my own. The plan is that, and we'll stay together for the new place that I want. What detail?
In Europe, let me know if you want to meet up.
So yeah, another reason for the GoFundMe is that she wanted to move immediately, and before that she expedited a trip she planned to Europe so that she could get away faster, because her Uber Eats account was hacked and people were sending lots of food to her house, and someone was sending food to her house, like she thought maybe it was a threat. She felt threatened by it, I don't know, so she went to Europe.
Her first stream back revealed she was in Northern Ireland.
So, I'm okay. I am currently in Ireland. I am staying in a country. It is a very dense country.
A friend named Ellen.
I do not think it's gonna be a problem.
She was staying with a friend named Ellen. Her ex-fiance never moved over for reasons we're actually going to discuss later. Ellen had already been doxxed months prior, and their apartment was found within 24 hours. And a troll took this photo outside their building. They were able to find her location just by using a doorknob. To be clear, I'm not endorsing any of this behavior or doing it, or even saying if you're careless, you deserve that this happens to you. My argument is that if you're willing to leave a continent to another continent to escape trolls, there is a lot you could do for less to mitigate the risk of doxing. For example, not buying equipment specifically for IRL streaming and announcing where you're going to be in advance. At one point, Ellen revealed they were going to go to visit a poutine truck in Belfast.
So yeah, she actually announced she was going to she was in Northern Ireland, which was pretty risky, but that wasn't the end of it. She announced that she was staying with her friend Ellen, which she knew. People already knew her address. She should have known at least. Yeah, as Mudahar said, we aren't saying that people should be doing this. We're just saying that if you're an online personality, especially if you're being hunted and hated and were doxxed when you were previously living, you shouldn't be careless. You shouldn't announce that you were in Ireland. Maybe you were in Europe, that's fine, and you shouldn't be IRL streaming and showing the places you're going and close to where you live. Okay, you shouldn't be doing this. You should know that people will go after you, even though they shouldn't. They will, because it's the internet and people, and there are crazy people everywhere. And this was all while people were funding her trip and her moving, and she was supposed to stay there for a while and use the funds that people are giving her to be comfortable. But she was careless, you know. She bought the IRL streaming equipment with that funds probably, and I don't know. But you shouldn't be doing this when you're risking yourself and other people's money that they think you need. Okay.
Her escape basically amounted to a paid-for vacation across Europe, evident by a leaked post from her closed Twitter circle on September 14th. Clara reveals she was staying in Ireland until the 27th, then heading to Spain until the 11th, before moving into her apartment on the 12th. Now the dates imply that she had already just bought tickets, but she ended up in London instead to watch a play. Clara then briefly returned to Ireland before flying to the United States to attend TwitchCon. Not only did she stream the event IRL, but she even antagonized Destiny's ex-wife for being married to him.
Keffals went to go.
So yeah, she just used the GoFundMe funds that people were giving her because they thought she was a victim of an hate crime and needed money to move for a paid-for trip across Europe. She announced the places she was going to be, even if it was just a country. She announced the dates. She streamed in the places she was. She went to TwitchCon, which is risky if a lot of people hate her, but she does whatever.
Keffals moved into her new apartment on October 12th and used some of the GoFundMe money to pay for a full year's worth of rent in advance.
So just a quick update. I have an apartment for October. I'm moving then. I have it. I've already paid.
Now, which is not something she ever said she was gonna do, and a huge departure from just moving. Clara moves into a luxury apartment and with a low approximation amounting to $28,000. So far, Clara has admitted to spending the money on new devices, as well as equipment for IRL streaming. She traveled across Europe, planning to visit Spain from Ireland, but ended up at a play in London instead. She then flies to TwitchCon in the United States before getting an apartment in Canada and then paying an entire year's worth of rent. There she bought even more equipment to build a professional set with studio lights. While it's difficult to make an exact calculation for this, the gaming chair alone, her gaming chair, would have cost over $2,000.
I had to take.
So yeah, pretty much all the funds she got from GoFundMe she used inappropriately. She got a big luxurious apartment in Canada, which she paid 1 year in advance, $28,000. I mean, it's way too much money. Okay, way too much money, and a departure from just move.
Talked to my lawyer today, and it's looking like January is the month where I'm going to be filing against the London Police Service. I've already been told that the case that I'm about to start,
Drifting away from politics.
up to 5 years.
This never came to fruition, with the activist drifting away from politics and stoking the flames of online drama. She started fighting with people like Keemstar and her own community to the point that Drop Kiwi Farms officially denounced her. Her self-destructive behavior drew a lot of concern, which eventually led people to discover that she'd actually relapsed into addiction.
Her behavior just went even crazier, and these all people ended up discovering that she relapsed and is an addict again. Okay, which I don't think addiction is only the fault of the person who has the addiction, but I do think that this behavior she was having just doesn't have an end. Okay, just more and more lies, which end up in her probably having mental problems.
Near the end of the month, she went on an 8-day coke bender before finding out that some of that coke was, I guess, cut with meth.
8 days into it. So for 8 days straight, I was doing coke and meth.
This took place a few days after she had said the dreaded R word, ooh, which she later blamed on withdrawals, apparently. Her spiral worsened as she started doing coke, meth, benzos, while attempting to buy H on the dark web.
Started doing coke, planning on ordering him from the dark net.
After the backlash, Clara went into rehab on February 22nd.
This is so funny. With a heart couldn't even stop himself from laughing. She started doing tons of drugs, different drugs. She tried to order more powerful drugs on the dark web. Ooh. And she blamed the fact that she used the R word on withdrawals, which she wasn't having because her drug addiction was getting worse and worse, so she wasn't having any withdrawals. She then went into rehab, as you see on her tweet. She will be admitted into rehab and was admitted, so maybe then she will have withdrawals, but before, no. Okay, so it's so funny. Her lies are I don't know if she. I think she starts to believe in the lies herself at some point. She creates a world in her mind where everything she says is true, and she creates a fan base where everything she says is true as well.
In the next few days, I will be admitted to rehab. The doctor said that because of the drugs I'm addicted to, without medical supervision, detoxing will kill me. Now, I'm inclined to believe her on this, given that she didn't return until about a month later. Clara later admitted that she spent more money going to rehab than she ever had on actual drugs.
I was in rehab for 34 days before I discharged. I went to the addiction rehabilitation Toronto facility, and it was one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
While Addiction Rehab Toronto doesn't have prices listed on their sites, aggregators like Recovery.com price a 30-day stay at the facility at 20,000 Canadian dollars. And that is a fourth of the entire dollar amount. It's hard to believe that expense, on top of buying enough drugs to end up there in the first place, had no bearing on how that GoFundMe money was used.
So yeah, she admitted that the rehab was actually even more expensive than all the drugs she bought. And do you really believe that by Muta's calculation and people online, that like 30 to 40,000 that she paid, or even 50,000 more plus the money from the drugs and everything that she bought previously, do you really believe that she didn't use the GoFundMe money? If she had that kind of money, why would she need the GoFundMe to buy everything she bought and to move and to travel and everything? She would have like at least, I would say, 80,000, $60,000 to $80,000 to buy drugs and to go to rehab if she didn't use the GoFundMe money. So she could have used that money to travel and to buy the other things and to do the other things she did with that money. So of course she used the GoFundMe money as well, okay?
One of her mods admitted the habit went a bit into the fun money at the end. However much a bit is, we might never know. Her relapse began right as she was supposed to initiate legal action, that by her own admission hadn't even started. Remember, she was apparently collecting evidence to beat the statute of limitations, and after a vacation across Europe, new stream equipment, TwitchCon, hiring a private firm, security firm, and private investigator, consulting lawyers about kiwi farms, and paying an entire year's worth of rent because fuck it, why not, she spiraled, necessitating a month-long stay at a rehab facility that cost approximately $20K USD. Sorry, hold on a minute. I'm having a little brain fart. Canadian dollars, okay? Big difference. With the latter beginning in the exact time frame she claimed to finally take action against London police.
Funny how she portrays. She's literally getting people to buy her drugs and to buy her rehab for the drugs, okay? I know I'm laughing a little bit. I'm sorry about her addiction and I'm sorry about that, but it's still funny that she used the money from the GoFundMe that was supposed to go to a legal case that she didn't even want to fight anymore. Keffals is actually known for defending HRT use for DIY HRT uses for minors and proclaiming the path to HRT and the HRT some website that says things about HRT and how can you make it, what to buy and everything. And she says that minors should be able to do this or to take hormone suppressors, and so they, but actually they shouldn't, because minors shouldn't be able to do this. They don't have yet the mind to fully understand the consequences of this decision. Yes, maybe they in the future still want to transition to another sex or another gender, but right now they don't know the full impact they could make, and they're very influenced by people online, by their mother sometimes, who want to have a trans kid, which is crazy also. But she's not for defending this. But if you want to know more about this situation, you can go watch some Ordinary Gamers video. And I'm not gonna talk much about this. I'm just gonna say that yes, it's crazy. Minors should not be able to take a HRT because they don't yet know the consequences and what it really means to do this. Okay.
I think at the end of all this, the real harm that Keffals has done is not necessarily just to herself, but for the people that she quote-unquote wants to advocate for. Look, throughout covering this video, I've learned that the trans people that I've talked to just want to exist. And in most cases, they're just average people, and their identities are just their identities. That's it. They actually have lives outside of what their, again, trans identity usually is. And a lot of those people I talked to have all disliked Keffals, and they've all disliked him because, you know, as far as I can really tell you, this person's like the Jesse Jackson of trans people, okay? They will use this as a shield, they will constantly try to be an activist, and I feel that Keffals' behavior has made her the perfect controlled opposition for making trans people just look terribly bad. So the end of all this, ladies and gentlemen, Keffals is in fact a liar. They are evil, they are malicious, and they're at great harm to not just themselves, but the community they quote-unquote claim to represent. That said, if you like what you saw...
So yeah, most trans people are just people, and being transsexual is just a part of their lives that they don't really need to announce to the world. If they want to, they can. If they don't want to, they are also comfortable. Just regular people who feel better as another gender, you know. Just a small part or maybe a big part sometimes of their personality, of their person. But in the case of Keffals, it's literally all she talks about, pretty much, when she's not talking about, when she's not lying and defending herself for taking people's money for drugs and rehab. Okay. If you like this video, if you like my style, subscribe to me. Go subscribe to Mudahard, watch his video, Some Ordinary Gamers. It's the name of his channel. And yeah, like the video. And I'm gonna link everything down below. I'm gonna link Destiny's channel, Mudahard's channel, and also the document that Destiny posted. Okay, see ya.